Welcome to the Honor video module on how to manually submit the OGOR header using the e-commerce system.
This video is the first in a series of manually submitting basic OGORs, and you should watch this module before you watch the Manually Submit OGOR Part A, B, C, and Validating Your OGOR modules. Before we start, there are some general points you should know about filling out forms in e-commerce.
We recommend that you save often throughout the process. To do this, go to the top of the page and click on the Save button. Then click OK in the dialog box.
If you are not sure about a data entry field, click your cursor in the field, and then go to the top of the page and click Field Help. It will then show a pop-up window that gives more information on the field. This can be done for any of the fields on the OGOR.
In the blue column titles throughout the report, there's an asterisk indicating a required field. You must fill out these fields.
Be sure your pop-up blocker is turned off on your browser for this site.
To get to the OGOR report, go to the e-commerce login page.
Enter your username and password and click Login.
This will take you to your documents list.
This is the default landing page in e-commerce.
In this case, we are going to enter a new OGOR, so click on the New OGOR button at the top of the page.
This will open up the OGOR page.
You will see several buttons at the top. The first is Save. We highly recommend that you save early and save often.
The next button is Override.
We cover overrides in another video series.
The next button is Print.
You can print each page, if you want, for your records.
The next button is Validate.
Only use this button once you have completed and saved your OGOR.
Clicking the Validate button will cause e-commerce to check your OGOR against Honor's edits.
Upon validation, the system will generate either fatal errors and/or non-fatal warning errors or no errors.
You must correct fatal errors prior to sending your OGOR to Honor.
Note: an edit is an error check against parameters in the e-commerce system.
The next button is Help.
This will take you to a high-level table of contents of the Field Help function.
The next button is Field Help.
If you have any questions about a particular field, click in the field and then click the Field Help button to get more information.
This is one of the hidden gems in the e-commerce system. Use this function. It's worth trying.
The next button is Cancel.
Use it if you want to discard any unsaved changes.
The last button is Send.
Click this button only after you have saved, validated, and corrected any fatal errors and reviewed any warning errors on your OGOR.
This will send the OGOR to Honor.
Finally, there is an option to turn off the autosave feature.
We recommend you do not click this button.
In the Report General Information section, e-commerce will show the report ID, the report status, the override status, and the validation status.
This data was populated by e-commerce and tells you the status of the OGOR.
The data will change if you validate, modify, or override your OGOR.
The next section on the page is the Header Data section.
Here, you must choose your operator number.
Be sure you are using your operator number and not the royalty or 2014 payer code.
In some cases, the operator number is the same as the payer code.
If you have access to multiple operator numbers, click on the drop-down arrow for more selections.
Select the one you want to use.
The operator name will change based on the selected operator number.
The next field is the Operator Assigned Document Name.
This is a document name you assign to use only for your reference to help find this specific document in your document list.
Suggestions for the document name could be month and year and contract name or well names, etc.
Note, your Honor contact cannot access files by this name or by the e-commerce system-generated report ID.
Next, go down to the OGOR Report Lease Lines section.
This is where you enter your OGOR for a given production month.
The first column is the report type.
This has a drop-down arrow with options, but for a new OGOR, keep it on Original.
Please see the Adjusting Your OGOR series for more information on the other report types.
The next two columns are Honor Lease/Agreement Number and the Agency Lease/Agreement Number.
Enter your lease or agreement number in either the Honor Lease Agreement Number field or the Agency Lease Agreement Number field.
Do not fill in both fields.
The next fields are Production Month.
Use the drop-downs to select the production month and year for the report.
In this example, we will be using December 2013.
The next columns are Operator Lease/Agreement Number and the Operator Lease/Agreement Name.
These fields are for your use for lease or agreement identification.
These fields will not affect the submission of the report, and they are not mandatory fields.
When you have completed these fields, you have entered everything necessary for your OGOR header.
The next column is Print. Use this if you want to print a copy of the OGOR.
You must complete OGOR Part A, Part B, and/or Part C if necessary prior to validating and sending the OGOR.
We will cover manually submitting the OGOR Parts A, B, and C, and how to validate and send your OGOR in other videos. Please see our other videos on the Honor channel. We also encourage you to subscribe to the Honor channel for updates and email us if you have any questions or comments. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you in future modules.